She-Rag got me. Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bills and the Chargers, and it comes your way next.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 or the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Chargers. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. From the end zone comes Chris Claybrooks to return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And they're led out by the 4th-year man out of Duke, and that's Daniel Jones.
Eddie Moore that did his part in the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2, but his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
Jones wants to throw to start things out here. And his first pass is incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing, Jones. This goes out wide from Madison. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Jones. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That one will go down as 33 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They run for the first time with James Cook. The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. An extra quarterback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Operating from the gun, Jones. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 23. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. Now a play fake here on first down. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Chargers are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
So here's the Charger offense making their way out. Bringing them out. Now in his 18th NFL season, Aaron Rodgers.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Rodgers now to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it makes it third down and 2 yards to go.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. On fourth down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. And this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. They run it again with Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Jones on third down. Got a man. It's Judy complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
We saw these guys have some big plays in their wild card win last week, and they're certainly going to need to continue to put up plays like we just saw there if they hope to continue to move on in these playoffs.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far in second down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. The throw for Tony is intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Harris going to get it again on second down. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a give, running left is Harris. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. Shifts by him, and he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown.
Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
Pettis now from his end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
After 7-0 on EA. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead, and he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Play action, it's Rodgers. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right? Whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it. In case the feet, doing a little toe tap.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Ronnie Perkins, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And that one complete downfield to Johnson. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 19. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick six just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And the Bills will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Jones throw pulled in by Kittle.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it, turn upfield, and pick up the 1st down.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And complete right side to Cook. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play.
The Bills on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Jones. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DJ Reader able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. Fielded just inside the 20. The beautiful fake. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. Now here's another carry for Harris. Stops short of the 25, but that second effort got him a couple extra.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. More from L.A. in a moment.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell.
And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu.
And he will get in across the chalk for the Chargers touchdown.
Kene Nwangu.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Chargers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive.
Now Cade York for the extra point.
It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
For most people, the excitement of the kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
Brought down around the 16 or 17. Had a nice move, but couldn't free much space. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down. A give to Cook out of the gun. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins.
And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. first half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions, that puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers with a catch made by Johnson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Up the middle, Nwangu. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Gets around him. Touchdown, Chargers. Jalen Waddle, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. He'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal range. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before break. Jones. And his throw here's incomplete. So it's on to halftime in this AFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This 4th and final matchup on this Divisional Round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to Saturday's AFC Divisional Round game. And it is the Denver Broncos who are moving on as they knock off the New York Jets. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for Buffalo in that first half. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Final adjustments are underway in the locker rooms. Which of these two teams will survive and advance to next weekend's AFC Championship game? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional Round. Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Chargers getting ready to go here to start this third quarter. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
He was brought down by Malik Collins. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Rodgers going to throw. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, LA. Even later into his career now, there aren't too many guys that can launch it downfield with accuracy better than Aaron Rodgers.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air according to Next Gen Stats. Wow. York now for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, their next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 40 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Not a lot of running room there. Not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film section tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. Trying to lay one up deep. He's got a man. Complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Looking to throw. Jones. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Now Jones to throw on 3rd down. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. Eddie Pinheiro on now. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down.
To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done.
2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. They hand this off to Harris. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. It's brought in by Harris. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful. And that strength was on display there.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Yeah, this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did. But poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
And the next-gen stat shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. 67 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. First down, and they go back to Harris. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their up and keep them out of the end zone.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 40-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
York able to send this one through.
And the lead grows to 14 at 24-10.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting through.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. From the 22, Jones. Over the middle, complete. It's Cook. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Throwing, Jones.
This one swung out to Vaughn.
And he's got some space here. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now Jones. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only a yard in the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and goal, Jones.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows in terms of football that exist when you're between the 20s, that don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Now Jones.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Kadarius Toney
from 8 yards out.
And the Bills have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
And now it's blocked. This is going the other way. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. The 40, the 20, 10. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. That is a play that you just do not see very often, maybe a couple times a year. The blocked extra point return for 2.
You can't afford to give anyone a free run at the kicker. Oftentimes, he's going to bounce off his hands or chest and head the other direction.
So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off.
Taken at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And the Chargers coming out of the field now. And this one not officially in the bag, but it's looking more and more like you and I are going to be in these same seats next week for a game to go to the Super Bowl.
And it's contrary to our meeting with the visitors, wasn't it? Remember when we went over to their hotel before the game, and one of the themes they kept hitting us with was, let's put the pressure on the #1 seed and see if they can handle it. Let's do that. Well, they're the #1 seed for a reason. Best team all year long. They're showing it again in this game.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run again with Harris. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
The Chargers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing now is Rodgers. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now Rodgers. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
On 2nd down. Oh, no, he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. And they need to come up with something as they get this drive started. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line. 94 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw. Jones. Steps away to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Chargers are going to have it here as they start at their own 7. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Landon Collins. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. They're part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in his game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick 6 on the other side, and now they get a pick 6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game, and good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6, and how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick 6 from earlier in this game.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a less than desirable return as he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Jones, another shot here after the pick 6. And now here's another interception. Picked up by the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Harris. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Harris trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Harris. Now he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. Damian Harris punching it in from a yard away. And the Chargers are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. So how about the season, Charles, that he continues to put together? That's now 25 rushing touchdowns on the year. That's getting into some very rarefied territory.
Yeah, it made you and I do a little extra homework prior to this one in anticipation because that one moves him past John Riggins with 24. He draws even with Emmitt Smith at 25 in 1995. Next up, Priest Holmes and Sean Alexander with 27. And the guy on top, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, the Hall of Famer, he had 28 in 2006.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time now? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. There he goes, right side. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, 84 yards. And the Bills have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
You got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll run again with Harris. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. First down marker at the 31. It's third down. They run with Harris. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now a first down carry for Harris. Trucks over it. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll try and run with Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Damian Harris, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. The York on now for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was Damian Harris who finished things off with a touchdown run. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really last. But this is not a situation that we're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. With Chargers, they're going to continue on in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody. Thanks for watching.